me again. So, I hope you've had the opportunity to talk to each other, and I know you've been going around the stations. That's fantastic, and I know quite a lot of people have signed up to things, so that's great. I'm pleased with the way that tonight has gone. I hope you are. And events like this, in fact, things like Reciprocate don't just happen by chance. They happen because people put in a lot of work and a lot of energy, a lot of time. And we talked a little bit about how we got this whole thing off the ground, Frank and Jane and Tim. But when we got involved in the detail, we needed someone who could do more than just chat. I mean, some of us are very good at chatting. And we found that person actually in Kate Aranda. Kate has a marketing role within the Community Foundation, but she has done an extraordinary job in supporting Reciprocate, getting it off the ground, being patient with me. She has made the difference between this happening and not happening. And Jane, I know, shares my feelings about Kate. She thinks she's a top lady, and so we have got for Kate. Don't I? But this is just an indication of what a fantastic job she's done. Pleasure. Very good. And not only does Kate work at the Oxfordshire Community Foundation and work on Reciprocate, she's also a guide leader and spends quite a lot of her time rolling around in London, playing games and stuff, so good. Right. During this Reciprocate journey, we've been very fortunate that the Oxfordshire Lieutenancy and the Lord Lieutenant in particular have been very encouraging, supportive, and have been just there for the organisation. I'm delighted that Tim was able to come tonight. He has an extremely busy schedule, and so we're very lucky to get him here. And he's going to say a few closing words, and that will be the end. So thank you all from me, thank you to you all, from Reciprocate and our team here, thank you all. Really appreciate you coming. Just hope that together we can turn Reciprocate into something that really is game-changing in the way that businesses engage with the local community. Tim.
I don't think it's too far-fetched an analogy to regard the third sector as being like the skeleton in our county. If on Monday morning everybody who gives their time voluntarily to help other people, whether it's looking after a neighbour or like Age UK running a campaign to combat loneliness, stopped doing it, it would be like pulling the skeleton out from a body and our normal life in the county would cease to function. The not-for-profit sector is incredibly important to all our well-beings. Some of you will know that each year in October we celebrate the patron saint of Oxford, St Fride's-Wide, with a civic service in the cathedral, and each year we try and have a particular theme to celebrate. We celebrated the voluntary sector one year, and last October we celebrated responsible business. It was a great event in the cathedral. We had some senior businessmen, including Dominic Cadbury, talking instead of a sermon about the contributions that their businesses had made to their communities. And then we had a splendid party in the deanery afterwards. And at that party, I was given the opportunity to speak. And I went through what's becoming the usual routine, which Tony alluded to at the start of this evening, about how challenging things are for the voluntary sector at the moment, both because it's being asked to do more and because resources are scarcer than they were, and how particularly important it was, therefore, to get as many people involved in thinking about how the not-for-profit sector can be supported at a difficult time. And I said when I spoke then that luckily the 5th Cavalry was coming over the hill in the form of Tony Stratton and the Reciprocate project. In only 6 months since then, the Reciprocate project, I think, has really taken off. Tony has pulled together a very strong steering group, 41 members, and there is a sense now that the project is on its way. Clearly it shouldn't run before it can walk, and it may be that it will take time to build up, but my sense is that the momentum is definitely there, and as this evening has demonstrated, if we can realise that momentum, the capacity for the business sector in the community to make a real difference across the whole of the county in a way which is beneficial to the business organisations is really there. So in that sense, I think this evening is a bit of a rite of passage, really. First of all, you've all come to this splendid venue. You've engaged with great vigour. There's a wonderful buzz in the room. The trick now is to keep the momentum going, for all of you to go away and spread the gospel. Those of you who are members, those of you who are not members, I hope you've already signed up. But anyway, all of you, please, to spread the gospel amongst all of your business contacts around the county, so that this thing can really take off and make a difference and keep the third sector skeleton alive and healthy and at the centre of our community. I just want to say one more thing, which is congratulations to Tony and his team. Being High Sheriff is pretty tricky, because if you're going to make a difference in a Shrieval year which goes incredibly fast, you have to know what you're going to do when you start the year, or you suddenly discover that it's nearly over. Tony not only knew exactly what he wanted to do with his year in terms of engaging businesses around the county, but he had all of the pieces of the jigsaw in place, and because of that, his project to engage local business was hugely successful, and it's that that was the foundation of Reciprocate. And now he's involved a lot more people, and the 5th Cavalry, I'm not sure I can sustain this analogy, is over the hill, in the starting gate, and ready to roll. Congratulations, Tony.